Welcome to Subramani. Last week, or maybe even a little earlier, 10 days ago, a friend's younger brother decided to invest in companies, and he wanted to invest in equity, etc., etc. But his son told him that his son has started investing, so which means this guy was comfortable with bank fixed deposits. But his son said, I want to invest in equity shares and mutual funds, etc., etc. And so I need advice. And my friend asked me, and I said, well, if he will listen to me, it's okay to have a talk, otherwise he should go and invest. So he went to his banker, and his banker said, okay, how much do you wish to invest? So he said, I can invest about 10,000 rupees a month, and I wish to start an SIP. And the bank manager, I was not very surprised, said, don't take up mutual funds. I think you should take an insurance first. So as is expected, he sold him a unit-linked insurance plan, and without asking his father or his chacha or his aunt or anybody, he went and signed up saying, look, I'm educated, so I can buy a product. So he bought a nice product which is called a unit-linked plan. While at it, the advisor or the relationship manager, who was also his father's relationship manager, I guess, but I'm not very sure. And he sold him, apart from the ULIP, he sold him a bank account, he sold him a demat account, he sold him a trading account, right? He already had a bank account because his company had asked him to open a salary account there. His father incidentally had an account there, so he went, he bought insurance, he bought no mutual funds, he bought a broking account, and he bought a demat account. So he did all that, and my feeling is, if he had asked me, I would have said, go and do some reading. First of all, understand, take responsibility for your own investment. Don't blame others. Don't say, Subra told me, so I invested. My RM told me, so I invested. That doesn't make sense. Whether it is your career, whether it is your investment, or whether it is your marriage, take responsibility. Don't say, I did engineering because my father asked me to. I married this girl because my father asked me to, or my mother asked me to, or that kind of a thing. Doesn't make sense. Or I married this boy because there was so much pressure in my house. I mean, I see when girls are coming out of a bad marriage or boys are coming out of a bad marriage, they initially say, oh, I had to get married because my parental pressure was too much for me to handle. So that's ridiculous. But anyway, having done that, he didn't want to hear anybody's advice. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. So he went and bought this product. And then I was just reviewing it. So one day when I met, which was about 2-3 days ago, I understood one thing, that there was no real explanation of his financial situation to the RM. The RM did not ask, and this guy did not say that. He had absolutely no clue of what he was buying, right? The boy didn't know what he was buying, and the RM who was selling had no clue as to what was suitable for him. He just didn't pass any suitability test because he did not ask any suitability question. Here was a young guy earning well, so he had to invest, and therefore a broking account, and said, sir, you should open a broking account with us, and he sold him a broking account. There was a 38-page form which this guy signed in 38 places, or maybe in 42 places. He had signed up for F&O, he had signed up for mutual funds, he had signed up for everything. He had signed up for every possible signature that was there in the form he had made. He had not even got a copy of it, and that copy had to be called for. And then I found that he had signed up for everything, including giving a mandate to the brokerage house to buy and sell shares on his behalf, right? So that was also like a power of attorney was also given. There was obviously a thick brochure which nobody understands, and it's in small fine print which nobody reads. There was also a direction that this money of the ULIP would be put into a balance fund for the next 30 years, and that balance was very heavily favoring debt, right? There was initial charges of about 7% and annual charges working to approximately 3%, without including the term insurance charges, whatever rates you called it. There were some risk factors which he was told, like saying the value of the unit could fall, but I don't think he paid any attention to it. And that's it. That is how it started. And here was this guy throwing away 3 to 5% every year of his return in lieu of being insured, and nothing else. And there was a broking account where he was told he could easily get 22 to 24% return if he listened to the RM on a regular basis, and the RM would give him tips. This is how the product was sold to him. And then so having said this, and I'm just mentioning this about a bank RM because this happened to be a bank RM. Could this have happened with an advisor? Of course it could have happened with an advisor. Can it happen with a registered investment advisor? Well, under a different garb, because you can have a private limited company which is selling insurance, another LLP which is selling mutual funds, and another individual saying I don't sell any products, I'm only an advisor. All of them can coexist in the same location, and in given Indian conditions, that is what happens. Is it the fault of the person doing it? I don't know. Is it the fault of the regulator? I do not know. Is it the fault of the person who is investing? I really don't know. But I am very clear about one thing. If you are an investor, I mean, I'm perfectly all right if you are a DIY. I'm perfectly all right if you go through an advisor. Whatever route you take, it is absolutely essential that you understand what you're doing. You understand what you're buying. Why are you buying a ULIP? Why are you buying insurance? For how much insurance should you be, for how much sum should you be insured? You know nothing of this. Why do you sit in front of the RM and pretend that you understand? Nobody ever tells you that you are wrong. People tell you, oh, SEBI should have done this, IRDA should have done this, RBI doesn't do anything. That's all fine, because that is what you want to hear. So here is the blunt, bloody truth. If it is your money, you have to take care. Don't blame the investment advisor. Don't blame the bank RM. Don't blame SEBI. Don't blame IRDA. It is very easy to blame and completely useless. People from PMC have still not got their money back. And I guess over 5, 10, 20, 232 years, they will learn how to live without the money. And after that, you may get back a fraction of your money. That is the kind of delay that happens in this country, even when there is a proper mechanism by which money could have been recovered. At least an attempt could have been made. But so much money has been dissipated paying the liquidator and gang that I think very little will be left for the deposit holders to be paid. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope people get paid. So please understand, good advice will not be free. People say that even good news is not free, so even though they get advertising support. So here, if there is an advisor who is not getting any money from you, not getting any money from the fund house for whom he is investing, or he is asked to sell an NPS with zero commission, you got to be in some fool's paradise to believe this guy will have the incentive to live, right? So he will not sell a financial product. He will go to something else. He will sell blades. He will sell an FMCG product, but he will not be in even bringing the financial product to you. I am not saying advisors do a great job, nor am I saying bank RMs don't do a great job. I am indifferent to all of them. But if you have to live your life financially smartly, you need to get financial knowledge, and that knowledge comes from learning. It does not come from teaching. I can come give you a lecture and go away. It will not happen. You have to be interested in learning. if you don't learn, if you don't want to outsource any activity, you want to do everything yourself, I think this combination will not happen. Then sit, learn, and then decide to buy. You decide whether you want to buy a mutual fund, buy an insurance, how much of health insurance. You be able to take the decision, or you have to delegate it. You cannot say, I will want to invest, I will invest directly, and I will not take the advice of anybody, but I will not read, I will not keep myself abreast, I will not keep track of what is happening. That combination does not help. Sit, learn, and then start investing. Maybe it is 15 days of preparation, but at least do some preparation. People do not know the difference between direct investing and ICICI Direct. People do not understand the difference between ICICI Bank, ICICI Direct, and ICICI Mutual Fund. Yesterday somebody replied in my blog that ICICI Direct did not allocate assets properly or delayed the allocation of units. ICICI Direct cannot, it is only a broker. Please understand each person's role before you start commenting what is good for the industry and what is good for you. Thank you.